WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to download the WHPR app. We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit on demand.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
You're watching W33BY, Detroit, Highland Park, Michigan. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of W33BY, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael live from WHPR, and we also from Healthwise. About 3 blocks west of Ryan. Also, between Taco Bell and Long John Silver. We're there to service you 6 days a week from 10 to 7. You can give us a call directly at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, it's 586-757-3438. The old number still works, 366-DIET. Okay. And if you ever want to set up one-on-one with me, you can give me a call on cell phone, 313-600-8532. Today, pull your coat. Make you aware, share some information about this EMF, this electronic magnetic field that surrounds our planet, and the harmful effects that it has on everybody, on our food, and animals, and what we can do to help protect ourselves against it. Okay. We get a lot of it from just different sources. A lot of folks may suspect, well, we get it from our cell phones, because the cell phone company is going to tell you, well, we did all these tests, and according to the standards that they set, the electromagnetic field is real low and acceptable, and la 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 la. Who wants any electromagnetic fields? And folks say, well, what can I do to prevent it? There are things. I ran across, because I'm always studying, and I ran across this thing called the plug. And we have one at home, we have one at the office, and in 2 days, it protects your environment. And you can take your cell phone and put it on this plug, and in 5 minutes, the frequencies change in your cell phone, so it no longer emulates this harmful electronic magnetic field. Actually, it starts promoting healing. Okay, and we had a guy that used it. We shared that with him. He put it on his back because he had some aches and pains, and he kept it on there all night, and he woke up without the ache and pain. That is amazing. The plug doesn't light up or anything like that, but it works. Now, this is some tips from Dr. McCullough, some powerful and simple tips to help lower the electromagnetic risk. Just electromagnetic health interview with Vicki Warren, the past executive director of an institute from biology and ecology. You learn how to lower your risk of electromagnetic field exposure around your house. Warren discussed residential magnetism, static buildup, power charges, the field emanated by the wiring in your walls, power frequencies, magnetic fields, wireless communications, electronic smog, and radioactivity, and its byproduct, rayon. She reveals how she examined a house for EMF dangers and what you should avoid. You're guaranteed to learn more about these things you didn't know, improve your health and your sleep and your life. Now, this this is what some of the things that she suggests. The plug knocks all of that out. Let me go back. Let you know just how powerful the plug is. One discusses residential magnetism, static buildup, power charges, the field emanated by wiring in your walls, power frequency magnetic fields that come from cell towers and those power lines, wireless communication, electronic smog from your cell phones, your portable phones, this Wi-Fi that's all in the air, the radio waves, the TV waves, all that's in the air, this smog. Okay, the plug protects you against all of that. It's amazing. If you're a regular newspaper reader, you're probably aware of the risk that comes from your cell phones. This and other wireless devices, including cordless phones, are among the worst electronic magnetic field EMF offenders, but they are far from the only ones. Right now, we exist in an environment that has never before occurred in nature, one that is teeming with varying degrees and levels of electrical pollution or electrical smog. It started with the rollout of the electrical grids of a century ago, and now virtually everyone in the developed country is being bombarded with electrical frequencies from electronic devices. Electrical pollution interferes with your body's cells. EMF should be considered a harmful invader to your body, just like any other environmental toxin. It interferes with your health at the cellular level because you are actually an electrical being. You know, we know that when we walk across some rugs, we get this electrical buildup. When we touch somebody, they get shocked. Your body is a complex communication device with cells, tissues, organs, and organisms all talk to one another. At each of these levels, the communication includes fine-tuned bioelectric transmitters and receivers, which are tuned like tuning into a radio station. What happens when you expose a radio antenna to a significant amount of external noise? You get static from the noise. And that is what is happening to your body in today's electro-smog environment. Two of the most well-known biological impacts from electrical smogs are the interpretation of your brain waves, leading to a behavior issue, and the interference with your body's communication systems, leading to abnormal neurological functions, such as dementia, chronic fatigue symptoms, and fibromyalgia. This lady, because this plug, once you put your cell phone or your tablet on the plug, in 5 minutes, the frequency from the plug is transferred to your cell phone, and it stays in your cell phone as long as you don't take the battery out, even if your cell phone is an old cell phone. This lady took that old cell phone, snuck it into her mother's pillow, and in a month's time, she swear the dementia that her mother was suffering from is less and less. This is just some testimonies we're getting from this use of this plug. back to the problem. A cellular level, your cell membrane receptors, the brain of the cells, recognize electromagnetic fields at a very low levels of exposure, producing a stress response similar to that produced by exposure to heavy metals or toxic chemicals. This can cause the cell membrane to go from an active or permeable state where it allows nutrients in and toxins out to an inactive state where the cell membrane is impedable, just sitting there, loaded with toxins. They ain't doing nothing. It's like being constipated on the cellular level. During a normal day, your cells would change states thousands of times. But when under constant environmental stress, the membranes can be locked in an inactive state. This is often referred to as oxidative stress, as nutrients are unable to enter into the cells while toxins, free radicals are not allowed to leave. It is also real evidence that this inactive state can even have neurotoxin effects, meaning electrosmog is toxin by both damaging your DNA and preventing your body from repairing DNA, which can be the first steps to cancer. Because if it's just toxins sitting there and not moving, they grow into cancer. For health, your body must be able to communicate with itself, that is, to be in harmony with the natural rhythms of the earth and all of life. The chaotic and unpredictable patterns from electrosmog can create noise in your body and force your body out of harmony. Children, they recommend don't use cell phones. And people always putting children on cell phones. But I notice when I talk to my daughter and my grandchildren, she always have it on speakerphone, which is a good thing. She doesn't have to do that anymore. You could get a plug it into your house, and once you plug your cell phone into any circuit in your house, in 5 minutes, that frequency is transferred to that cell phone. Now that cell phones become beneficial to you. The 6 primary types of EMF. The static, in the interview with Nikki, he explained the primary EMF to check around your home. Static electrical fields. These are made of static electricity caused by ions released from synthetic materials in your home. When combined, can make you feel unwell, which underscores the importance of choosing natural materials for furniture, cabinetry, flooring, and other building supplies. Residential magnetism. Most often this occurs from metals in your bed, which can occur in magnetic fields. Your body sleeps best in a constant magnetic field rather than one impacted by metals. If you hold a liquid field compass over your sleeping area, north should always be north. A spinning compass signals residential magnetism. This is just one way of checking out if your sleep environment is harmful to you. Power frequency. This includes the wiring in your walls, electrical outlets, extension cords, lamps, and other electrical sources. This produces electrical fields that essentially turn your body into a large antenna and interferes with your cells' abilities to communicate with one another. A bedroom disrupted with power frequencies is especially unhealthy to sleep in, as cells cannot regenerate properly, potentially leading to insomnia and other diseases. One thing I found out about this plug, Once it's in your house for 2 days, you could take an extension cord and wiggle it, zigzag it between your box spring and your mattress, and it promotes this healing while you're sleeping. It's just amazing. Okay, or if you have an electric blanket, long as it's plugged in, you can sleep on top of that electric blanket, and you get this healing frequency from your electric blanket by way of the plug. Or if you have an active pain, once the plug is plugged in your house for 2 days, you can take that same extension cord, wrap it around your knee for about 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And then if you want to take your cell phone and get some tape and wrap and put it around your knee while you're sleeping. We've had people who've done that and said it works. Power frequencies, magnetic fields. These are caused by building wire errors, and also when power lines to your home run underground near your sleep area. Electro panel box located on the wall near your sleep area, or even a refrigerator or TV located on the other side of the wall from where you sleep can also lead to power frequencies, magnetic fields. Again, by having a plug in your house in 2 days, the frequency from your TV get neutralized. Number 5, radio frequencies and communications. This includes a broad range of wireless phones, wireless devices, cell phones, cell phone towers, all of which can interfere with your health. Radioactivity and its byproduct, radon. Radioactivity enters your home from building materials such as granite. 1/3 of the granite in homes is radioactive. Radon gas coming out from the ground. We just bombarded with this stuff. But the plug neutralizes all 6 of those environments. Light and sound are also part of the electromagnetic fields spectrum. So if you're near a highway or airport that surrounds your home and artificial lights or excessive noise, you can also be impacted by this. Also, this is less common than the EMF sources listed above. Fluorescent lights put out this EMF field. The plug neutralizes that field. When dealing with EMF, start in your sleep area. Okay? It's during sleep that your body regulates and detoxifies. Or I should say regenerates and detoxifies. So you want your bedroom to be a sleep sanctuary with very low EMF issues. It gives you, it's a given that you going to be exposed to a varying degree of EMF during your waking hours. So give your body a break during the night. It's really important. Okay? Not no more. With the plug, you're protected wherever you are. Because the plug, it will go, if you plug it into your house, in 2 days, all the electrical plugs, all the wiring, and all of that, now it's like a cocoon that protects you against this electromagnetic field from cell towers and power lines and all these other things that she had mentioned here. It's amazing, this plug. Now, one more little thing here. When dealing with EMF strategies, you start in your bedroom. It's during sleep that your body regenerates and detoxifies. So you want your bedroom to be a sleep sanctuary with low EMF issues. It's a given that you're going to be exposed to varying levels of EMF during your waking hours. So give your body a break during the night. First, make sure your bed does not contain any metals. The vast majority of beds, 98%, contains metal springs and or frames. Unfortunately, our metal frames and metal box springs can amplify and distort the Earth's natural magnetic fields, which can lead to a non-restful sleep, along with a range of other symptoms including headaches, hyperactivity, nightmares, depression and fatigue, eye strains, muscle cramps. The beds, they have what they call them number beds, where they use air mattresses, is ideal unless you have the plug. Research has shown that for your body to properly detoxify during sleep, it must be alkaline, and high electromagnetic fields leads to acidity. Another reason why drinking alkaline water helps make your body more alkaline. This is especially true for heavy metal detoxification. To find out if your bed contains residential magnetism, I encourage you to use the compass trick that Vicky Warren describes. If it's a liquid filled compass spins over your bed, it means residential magnetism is present. You can further make your bedroom a low EMF sleep sanctuary by 1. Turn off all the fuses at night, or at least those that are in your bedroom. Number 2, shield your bed with a special magnetized fabric to protect yourself from harmful frequencies that can disrupt cellular communications. Number 3, if you are constructing a new home or renovating one and the walls are being rebuilt, you can install radiant barriers, which is a tough type of aluminum foil that will also very effective screen out your EMF. That is, this is what I did for my own home. Wow. At minimum, lowering your bed, at minimum, moving your bed so that your head is at least 3 to 6 feet from all electrical outlets. If you are constructing walls, you can put the wires inside the pipes, which will virtually eliminate the fields that are generated in the room where the currents run through the wires. Turning off and unplug everything electrical in your sleep area, including your computer, your Wi-Fi, cell phones, portable phones, and sleep in a non-metal bed and mattress. Those are some of the tips that she gives. Getting this plug in your house eliminates all of that. It's amazing, but it's from ancient time. More tips to create a healthy low EMF home environment. There are several more tips you can take you to lower. Beware that cell phones and Wi-Fi's are not the only EMF sources you need to be cautious of, especially most all electronics were generated EMF, including the wire in your home, electric alarm clocks, electric blankets, computers, lamps, just to mention a few. For best results, avoid using electric blankets and electric heating pads, and unplug all electrical appliances when not in use. Even better, turn off the fuses directly. Wow, we're just bombarded with a lot of stuff. Folks would say there's no way I can do all that. You don't have to with the plug. Protect yourself from cordless phones. A cordless phone base station placed about 2 feet from your head and plug in a 3 minutes at a time can significantly disrupt your health, including your heart rhythms. So, those are some of the things that she recommends. Now, let me give you a little bit about this plug information. This guy name is Godfrey. My name is Godfrey Redford. 30 years ago, I met a man who doesn't know how he met me. It seems strange, but that's it. He did not know how he got to where he was. Anyway, he invited me to a party. It wasn't a party really. It was a meeting, and I decided I had nothing else to do. I'd go to the meeting. It was a health expo. He asked me to look at a certain person. Her name was Penny, and just watch her. I'm going up to the podium, and I'm going to give a speech. And after the speech, just watch Penny and see what happens. So he goes up, gives a speech, come back, and I watch Penny, and she stands up, and the most beautiful woman arrives. Her name is Kathleen. Off come the glasses. There's no limp. She walks up to the podium and gives her speech. The first thing out of her mouth are, quote, I am a woman. I am from Laura, and I was a healer in Atlantis 26,000 years ago. Now, the business of meeting was all about crystals. To cut a long story short, Kathleen was here to fix man-made products all over the world by a certain frequency. When she gave her speech, she walked down the aisle. Now, I never met her. She put her arm around me and said, quote, you got a lot of work to do. Well, this was my first knowledge of this sort of thing, so I just put it to the back of my mind, and that was it. It's been 30 years. I've been banging around and what have you. Nothing really happened until about 4 months ago. I had the plug, which has been developed through the ages, through my age anyway. It has a frequency. Now, you're all clever people. This frequency neutralizes toxicity. This frequency neutralizes toxicity. I can't explain it any more simpler than that. I leave it to your own imagination. I heard about this guy who got some flowers, and he put his cell phone up against the water that he had the flowers in, that he was going, and he changed the water every week. So that new water, he would put the cell phone up against it for a half hour. He would change the water. Those flowers lasted for 7 weeks. Last week I bought my wife some flowers. They usually last a week. Those flowers looked like I had just bought them. This is in my household. I'm going to have to get something for Healthwise. I've just got to. It's like we don't know how electricity works. It works. We don't know how this frequency that this ancient lady gave us, how it works, but it works. It will completely transform your house. For instance, if you have gone to the store and bought vegetables that had been sprayed with toxic chemicals, In 2 days, they will become organic. The chemicals will have been neutralized completely. Say you have a carrot and it's in the ground. There's a certain amount of energy in that carrot. When you take it out of the ground, it loses energy. Once you start cutting it and cutting it and cutting it, it will lose even more energy. You can take one piece of that carrot and leave it in your house or something. I'm going to explain in a minute. And it will go back to the exact same state that it was in the ground. Once you get this plug and plug it in, and then you plug your cell phones into another outlet in your home, and it is charged up, that frequency will then be transferred into your cell phone. And now you can use your cell phone as a helping hand in doing vegetables or anything else, because the cell phone will now do in 3 minutes what it would take the plug to do in 3 days. For instance, if you have your vegetables you bought from the store and have a little platform you could put your cell phone under, you could put your vegetables on it, leave it there for a half hour, whatever you wish. It would neutralize everything there instantaneously. Now you can put them in the refrigerator. They done. But remember, if it's been done by the plug, it takes 2 days because the plug is plugged into your wall. But if you take it in your cell phone, put it on top of your groceries, underneath your groceries, and in 30 minutes, all the toxins that's from from GMOs is neutralized. Now, this was discovered about coffee. Most people believe coffee is a nice drink. It is. It's very good. I drink it myself every day. But when the plug goes in the house, the only thing I have found that does not go according to the spin is that it will be coffee. It takes 2 days to change the coffee to a spin of positive energy. Now, what I understand way back, coffee was banned in Europe for this particular reason. This is going back a long time ago. Also, I was told that medicine started in the early days with 2 ways of curing. One was chemicals and the other was color. Color was tossed aside and medicine came through. What this energy comes from a color. And I think it comes from those times. We have this chart that we have given to Healthwise, and we say God made all these fruits and vegetables colorful. He just didn't make it colorful because he had nothing else to do. They actually have an effect on different organs and glands in your body. Like the green foods had direct effect on your heart. But back to this plug from ancient times. Now, we had a plug at Healthwise. I've been waiting 2 weeks to introduce this to you guys. But we can't keep them. I had about 5 or 6 of them yesterday. I was going to, say, well, okay, we'll at least have some for the weekend. But they're gone. I ordered some more. They should be in hopefully Monday or Tuesday. You can call in. Call in directly to me, 313-600-8532. So you want a plug, you want to get some information about the plug, I'd be more than willing to put your name on the list. It's amazing. There is a particular device that I can't remember the guy's name, received from Catherine, the one from Lumara, on how to build this device. And it's a crystalline device. It's not a number of different, it's got a number of different colors on it. We've seen it. It's like a plate, and that particular the plate is what powers all of these plugs. Once the plugs are in contact with this plate, they are completely powered from there on. This device is Atlantean, Lumarian, ancient, and that is what needs here. So the plugs that he is selling are the ones that would actually transmit the energies. If everyone had a plug across this planet, it would transmit the energy across the entire planet. The cell phones will also transmit the energy, so you can marry two cell phones together that will transmit the energy as well and be able to neutralize non-beneficial energies any place you are. That's the whole ideal here. They are real and is not business as usual anymore. How it works. The plug is charged with an ancient technology that is given to me by a Lumarian. This would be hard to believe, but if you are buying the plug, chances are you understand what this means. This is technology that was lost but has found its way back to us. If you remember, last time I spoke in the air, I mentioned McDonald's. And I told you how it was started by building a post outside one corner of McDonald's about 50 feet away, and then another post about 50 feet away, and two more in a square all around the four corners. There were cards inside those posts. One looked at the other, and so on until the square was formed. Now these cards that are looking at each other was crystals, and they gave out a frequency. There was no electricity attached to them whatsoever. I later found out that what was attached to or piggyback on was electricity of the building. It took a while, a little bit, to figure that out. There's not a real understanding exactly how and why it works, but as the owner of the plug, you have an opportunity to experiment with the frequency and use it to your advantage. You may record your experience and share them if you like. The only thing you need to know that here is that you simply plug it into any outlet, and within 24 hours it will neutralize your home, your business, restaurant, whatever. It does not light up. It does not give any indication it is working other than it is. This is a power by crystallized plates from the Lumarians, which will power all the plugs, which can then can ultimately neutralize your cell phone, your tablets, your TV, your computers, anything that's plugged into the wall in your home. Once the plug is plugged in there in 2 days, all that electronic magnetic fields get neutralized. Once the cell phone has been charged by the plug, simply by laying it on the plug for 3 to 4 minutes, it will remain charged, neutralized until the battery is replaced. It does not charge your phone in a normal three-dimensional sense. You will still need to charge your phone battery as you normally would. We have no idea how this works. It does. This is ancient technology. Essentially, you have retuned the frequency in your home and in your electronic devices and appliances to emit a more powerful energy that is transformed in nature. It changes non-beneficial energy into beneficial energy. It works with your consciousness, so that the stronger you place your faith and belief in this technology, the more it will work in your favor. Your faith and belief magnifies its energy. Blessings to each of you, and let me know how new experiences you have with this plug. It's mind-boggling, people. I'm going to tell you over and over again. Every test that I have put this plug in, it has exceeded it. We use it at Healthwise. We use it at home. And like I said, we've had 13 of them, and it went like that. Okay. I can't answer the phone right now, but they work. I got, like I said, 8 more coming, and if you want, I can order more. It's amazing. It really is. And when I saw those those flowers, the day I looked at me when I walked out the door, they're a week old. Looked like I just bought them. It's amazing. Change the frequency of your phone. This guy, what he did, he would go to Verizon or AT&T, wherever they sell phones at, and he would put his phone that had the frequency, and he would put it on one of those phones that they had plugged in, and he kept it on there for 5 minutes. Because all the phones are plugged into that frequency, all the phones were now receiving this frequency, and all those phones became healing instruments, whatever, forever. And people didn't even know it. Change the frequency of your phones. When you receive the plug, place the plug on top of your cell phones for 3 to 5 minutes. You may also place the plug on top of your cellular tablet. Your devices now have exactly the same frequency as the plug. Place the plug in an outlet. Next, plug the plug into an outlet and leave it in. It takes about 24 hours after the plug is plugged into to make your whole house positive. This includes anything in your house, along with the walls, the carpeting. If you move, take the plug with you. Changing frequencies. All appliances. While the plug is in the outlet of your home, it will cause positive effects in all electronic devices such as microwaves, ovens, blenders, toasters, TVs, computers, electric blanket, even pacemakers. Anything man-made will be enhanced. Your electric bill may even be reduced by 18 to 20% each month. But of course, this is not guaranteed. You may also notice that dust will settle. The frequency within your home stays in your home. It will not go out into another home in the proximity of your home. But it does go out 5 feet from your home. This guy he didn't put it to the test. He had a rose bush that was next to his house that may yield 1 rose a year. When he got this plug into his house, that rose bush had over 10 roses that year. Some of the benefits: teeth and free radicals. My cell phone is always in my pocket. It may affect free radicals in a good way. When talking on your phone, you are actually cleaning your teeth. If you hold it next to your mouth for 5 minutes once a week, you should never see a dentist again. I have not seen a dentist in many years. Sores on your body. If you have pain or sore shoulders, knees, necks, wrists from carpal tunnel, elbows, straining ankles, knees, etc., plug an extension cord into an outlet and then gently wrap the extension cord around the area. Don't cut off the blood flow. Each time you wrap the cord around, you intensify the strength. For example, 5 times around is 5 times the strength. The extension cord is picking up the frequency of the plug through the outlet. Use this method 5 times or more and you may get some powerful relief. Do this near your bed for about half an hour. No, do this near your bedtime for about a half an hour. Then place your cell phone on the problem area with a bandage or wrap to secure it to the sore area and go to bed. People with COPD, chronic obstruction pulmonary diseases, put it on their chest. Healing in general, pain, allergies, food sensitivity, colds, sinus problems all seem to respond well to the use of the plug. As people experiment more and more with the energy of the plug, we will have more testimonies to share. Flowers, food, plants all benefit. Flowers seem to last much longer. Place the water from the tap into a closed container. Place your cell phone on top of the container for 2 to 3 minutes. Do not immerse your cell phone in the water. Pour the water into the vase and place the flowers in the vase. If you have water becomes cloudy, repeat the process. So far, we've got flowers that have been lasting since Valentine's Day, over 7 weeks. Food. When you purchase produce from your market, place your cell phone on top of or underneath the produce for 4 minutes, up to 1 hour. This produce can then be used the same day if it's purchased. You can also transmute your coffee. Place the coffee in its original container on your cell phone. Coffee takes up to 1 day to charge. If the food is not placed on your cell phone before it is refrigerated, it will take up to 2 days to convert it to a positive energy. When going to a restaurant, I place my glass of water on my cell phone. I always notice a difference in the taste. Gardening. This is amazing, y'all. Okay. The frequency emitted from the plug works 5 feet around outside of your home. You can attach an extension cord to an outlet and drag it into a garden. An outlet on an outside wall of your home will work just fine. There is an outlet also on the bottom of the plug. This outlet does not work and has been disabled on purpose. The plug helps flowers and trees. An extension cord covers 5 feet on either side. 2 separate cords can be laid parallel 10 feet apart. This provides in width 20 feet of coverage plus the length of the cord. Cell phones to cell phones. You can convert many other cell phones to the new frequency during the life of your phone. This is called marrying the cell phones. Just place your phone on another person's phone for 3 to 4 minutes. Now, both phones had the exact same frequency as the plug. The cell phone will not lose its frequency until the battery runs out. Let me read that again. The cell phone will not lose its frequency until the battery runs out. The newly charged phone can do the same thing with other phones and so on. Question and answers. For those people who are just taking your words for it and don't feel any difference before, and how do they know for sure that it's working? My suggestion is go and buy some flowers. Put them in a vase. Put your cell phone underneath it and lean against the vase and just see what happens. Number 2 question. This is, of course, after you marry it to your cell phone. Now, does marrying the cell phone, lay your phone on the table, place the plug up on it, and leave it there for 4 minutes. Now, the cell phone has the same exact frequency as the plug. The plug will not lose its frequency, and the cell phone will not lose its frequency until the battery runs out. It is an electrical system required to make the plug works. You don't have to have electricity to make it work. It needs electricity to piggyback. There is no electricity off grid. It will only work 5 feet around your plug, just as it is 5 feet around your cell phone. I live in a condo unit and 25 small condos. Will the plug be drained? No, it cannot be drained. It does not work. It does its work where their electricity is, but it will not pass a circuit breaker. If I charge the plug and put my phone on it and visit my children, if I touch my phone to their phone and leave it for a few minutes, will it charge their phones? That it will do. Yes is the answer. Take your phone anywhere you like, marry it to another phone, which means by laying the 2 phones together, leave it there for 4 minutes. It will charge that phone, and that phone will stay charged as long as the battery is in the phone. Describe the caller. Describe many physical symptoms and ask if the plug will help him. Get the plug and then take an extension cord, maybe a yellow or orange one, and run it up and down underneath your bed 5, 6, 7 times, or maybe 3 or 4 times would be enough for the twin beds. This is something you will have to experiment with, but you must go from the top to the bottom. It covers your whole body. See how that does. I think that will give you energy. My son has torn muscles in his groin. I was going to call and get an appointment for surgery, but would like to know if the plug will help. It won't do any harm. I promise you that. If he has the operation, put the extension cord under his bed and it will heal a lot faster. Is there anything that would minimize the effects of the plug, equipment, or anything else that people might not know? From what I know of the plug, it will enhance anything that is man-made. I haven't found anything that is detrimental to except a car battery, which has acid in it. I took a car battery out of a car and put it in my garage, wrapped an extension cord around it 5 times and left it there. I came back later and my whole garage was flooded with water. After about 4 or 5 days, it had turned the acid into water. If you call that detrimental, then it is detrimental. But I don't think so. I don't think we need many more acid rain. Would the plug work just as well on a land phone as a cell phone? No, it only works with cell phones. It needs the cellular part. Perhaps it's attached to a satellite or something. I'm not quite sure. If I use more than one plug in my house, would it be even more beneficial? You only need one plug in the house. Does the plug neutralize negative effects of Wi-Fi? It will. How does the plug affect your electromagnetic fields and frequencies emanated from cell phones, computers, microwaves, ovens, etc.? It will shut everything down in the electromagnetic field. It will completely shut the microwave down. All food cooked in a microwave oven will be perfectly safe. Those of you who have refrigerators may have noticed it got colder. You should be able to turn it down a little bit and save some electricity. If you like, keep track of what happens with a refrigerator thermometer. Those of us who live in a computer 24/7 are completely protected. I know stories where people back in the early days of the computer business would sit with one on this ear and one on the other ear and one in front of them. They were getting rashes and all sorts of things because it was actually affecting them. The plug fixed in. It stops the computer's electromagnetic fields and got rid of all the rashes. Computers will now not deplete your energy as it did in the past. The beat goes on, folks. The plug looks like a little bitty old plug. And you come by Healthwise at 3807. I'll show it to you if we have any. It's better to wait till Monday or Tuesday we will have it in. All I can tell you, I know it's weird. It's even weird to say some lady that's 26,000 years old, whatever, but the technology works. Forget all about all that weird stuff. The technology works. I swear to you, this plug, this energy, this frequency, is what we need, because they bombarded us with with foods that's been GMO'd, and now, organic food costs more, but we worth it. But now you can buy GMO foods and put your food on the bag for 5 minutes. And now it turns that GMO foods to organic foods. It's amazing. It has a 5-foot range. It's just amazing to me. But once you put it in the refrigerator, it takes, whatever, half hour, 2 days or something like that. But give me a call at 366-DIET, and we can share more information about the plug. And you still got to get the hugs. Ain't not like getting a hug from a person who have their cell phone frequency's been raised. Peace and love.